moment ago as the home squad emerged from the tunnel. They're ready for football and ready to watch their Rams do battle with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Josh Lambo now ready to put this one in the air. And we are underway here in Los Angeles. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
On third down, they'll run it with Gurley. They showed a little athletic juke, but then the daylight quickly closed. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a fourth down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They are going for it. Goff. Looking this time for Woods, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Woods, the intended receiver. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Sunday. Spread right, 72.
So after the INT, it's Bortles. A throw left side complete to his receiver, Westbrook. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Spread right, 72. Trip front. All good.
Bortles going to try and throw on third down. Over to the right side, caught by Moncrief. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Bortles to the former Colt Moncrief for a Jaguar first down. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Corey Grant, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Jags have taken the early lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Goff will lead the Rams up here first and 10 at their own 24.
2 for 66.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll find his target. Woods, it's complete. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Go, 12, go.
They run. It's Gurley. And he's got some space here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Gurley again here on first down. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw on 2nd down is gone. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Lucy.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Bortles. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle.
That's right. Spread left. Okay. Move.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Bortles. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Eluding the tackle. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Bortles in the offense remains put on the field. They're going to go for it on 4th.
39, Lucy.
They'll go for it. It's Bortles. And he's going to go down. Back across midfield. He's sacked at the 46. Samson Abukum in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
DC. Deuce.
Following the fumble recovery. Goff. And that is incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
Obama.
Watch your slant. Check 50.
Now it's Gurley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Hey, 5. Slide. Like 20.
A play fake to Gurley. Now Goff. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
11.
Bortles now on 1st down. Dumps it off to Fournette. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throw left side complete. That's Paul. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Here's Bortles to throw. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Ndamukong Suh breaking through to get him for a loss of 7.
Lucy.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. They do go for it. It's Bortles. Looking for Moncrief, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. 1:59 to go in the 1st half. We're back to the City of Angels after this timeout.
Listen. 180. Hey, lift.
Here's Gurley. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Tashawn Gibson there on the tackle.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On 2nd down, here's Goff. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A Ram 1st down as Goff finds Cup. 1st down now, but that clock rolling.
11.
On 1st down, Goff. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Starting left here.
On 2nd and 10, Goff. And he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
44's Mike. 44's Mike.
Go.
Now a give running left for Gurley. And not much running room. Down to the 32. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And that'll be off the crossbar and out. It's short. He couldn't get it there. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
Lucy, Lucy.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
After the penalty, it's Fournette. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. It's a gain of 3, and it sets him up with 2nd and just 2 yards to go.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. And Ndamukong Suh makes the tackle.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A pretty large mental mistake right there to give him the first.
It's situational football, and you have to know you're down in distance. On that 4th down, any type of penalty would give him a 1st down, so you can't jump off sides. You can't encroach. You've got to be careful.
11B, 11B.
Bortles now on 1st down. Flushed out right. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half.
DC. Starting left here.
Here we go. Check it out.
The final shot before break here. Gone. And he slings one that's incomplete. So there you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the 2nd half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the 1st half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the 1st half.
We'll see if they do just that. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Bortles on the give to Fournette, and he stopped immediately there. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. On 3rd down, Fournette. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
372. Go left.
Here we go on fourth down with Bortles. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days. So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're...
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Brandon Cooks, 27 yards. And the Rams are an extra point away from tying up this football game. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Throwing now is Bortles. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Spread right, 72. Switch. 77. 372.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Open man is Westbrook, complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. 65 yards. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. And that was just 4 verticals. They were going for a big play, and it resulted in a big play.
And you know why that's so difficult to cover? Because you can throw the ball to any one of those 4 vertical receivers at any point in the pattern. Wherever they're open, just get them the ball and then let them run after it.
And he runs it all the way in for a touchdown. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that makes the score 14-7. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Over the middle, complete. It's Reynolds. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Super one. 12.
Here's Goff now on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
Cut. 180. 5. Go. DC. Cut.
Throwing on third. Gone. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. 8 yards that time. Able to take off, and the result is a first down.
Someone knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up that first down now. I'm not so sure about the technique in getting there, but he went for it, and he got it.
Exactly. He knew where he needed to get, because remember, if he slides, when that derriere dips, if you will, that play's over.
The derriere dips, I like that one.
Yeah, been working on it for a little bit. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Jalen Ramsey right there in coverage to knock it away. But with that incompletion, I want to take a look ahead to Sunday night, Charles. Packers-Patriots, only going to be the second all-time meeting between Brady and Rodgers.
Yeah, they met in Lambeau in 2014. Aaron Rodgers' Packers team won the game, I believe, was it 26-21. And head-to-head, Tom Brady had a nice night, 245 yards and 2 touchdowns. But Aaron Rodgers, 368 and 2 touchdowns. I can't wait to see them go back and forth in this one. I hope it turns into that type of a shootout game where, you know, one team scores, here comes the other, and both of them have big, big games.
Do you think it's eating at Brady? I know he's had a lot of success, and he's never beaten Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know that it's eating at him, but he's the type of guy that is always...
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Malik Jackson coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. They're going to go for it. It's Goff. They got him in. It's Woods. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process.
76.
They try right side here, Gurley. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the 4th and final quarter. Goff now looks to throw. He's letting it fly for Cooks. This is caught inside the 15. A gain of 39 that time. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up. On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit, a great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. Now Goff on 3rd and goal. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Bortles going to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
He has several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Bortles. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete.
Tiger. Not 180. Starting left here.
Now a first down throw. Gone. They'll get this one to Cup complete. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good gain before he's taken down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Yes, sir. Two. Shell. Starting left here.
To throw on second down is gone. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides.
DC.
Here's Goff. Right side complete. That's Woods. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The pickup of 11, and it moves the chains.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And that winds up a decent run, and it also takes us to the 2-minute warning. They'll get 6 on the play, and it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this.
Black 20.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. Todd Gurley taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Rams have taken the lead here in the 4th. Zerline out now to kick this one away. Here's Corey Grant now to return. And now running right through it. And they'll have excellent field position to begin this drive as he's all the way up to midfield at the 50.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
Back to throw. The open man is Westbrook. The 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Rams offense, they worked their way back on the field. And they had the touchdown during the last drive, and I'm guessing that you like the balance they had on that last drive.
And I loved it. Forget liking it. Absolutely love what they were doing, because to be ahead of a defense that much, where every play call you have, run or pass, is working pretty well for you.
Makes you look like a genius.
It really does. It also lets you know that your preparation was pretty good, and now the defense has to do all the adjusting.
A good pickup there at 22.
DC. 11. Go, 12. Go.
He's back to throw. He'll throw underneath for Gurley. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Inside of a minute to go now, 2 timeouts left, still in pretty good shape.
I think they're in excellent shape here if they use the timeouts judiciously and use the sideline as an additional timeout.
They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right, and avoids the contact by sliding. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. He'll look to throw. And this is caught at the end. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there at 22.
Hey, you got your first down. Get up to the line of scrimmage and spike it.
They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Todd Gurley standing by his lonesome in the backfield here, second and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle, and he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Todd Gurley with time running out, and the Rams have taken the lead here in the fourth.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. One final shot now. I'm not even sure you can get it to the end zone, though, from this distance.
That's going to take as much arm as he has, and you actually have to plan for the contingency. Maybe you're playing a tip. Try and get someone down who can tip it up and keep it for your own team. And
it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by John Johnson. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out.